Welcome to Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube. It's a smoky evening here in Toronto. The Barrie Baycats taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sam Green on the mound, and joining me in the broadcast booth today, my partner Stephen Margles. Stephen, Sam Green has had a fantastic start to the season. We know he had a bit of a rough outing 2 starts ago against the Welland Jackfish, but he got things back on track, and he's been a strong starting pitcher for the Leafs this year.
Well, the Leafs are definitely counting on him tonight. Barrie took care of business last week, and the Leafs need to get back in the win column. Starting pitching has been a challenge for the Maple Leafs this year, and they're counting on Sam Green to give them a strong performance tonight.
Maple Leafs bullpen is rested, so there isn't a ton of pressure on the shoulders for Sam Green tonight to go deep into the ballgame, but we know that he can. He's had an outing of as long as 6 innings so far this season. Leading things off for the Barrie Baycats is Noel McGarry-Doyle. Ton of speed in the batter's box, a guy that you don't want to let reach first base. He'll be around the league leaders in stolen bases every season in the IBL. He hits one on the ground to Jose Vinicio, who fields it, whips one over to first base to Garrett Takamatsu, who's sliding over at first base this evening. Played third base in the absence of John Salazzo. And now Jordan Castaldo is the DH this afternoon. This is Kenise Ejo with a hit. Could get his batting average up over that 300 mark, sitting at 289. Ejo will put the ball in play a lot. Just 11 strikeouts. 47 at-bats this season. Green's 1-0. Low in the dirt, 2-0. Big power threat and Starlin Rodriguez on deck for the Barrie Baycats. 2-0, check swing. Didn't go around and the pitch was low, now 3-0.
Certainly don't want to be given free passes here. Got to put the ball in play. So let's see if Sam Green can work back from this 3-0 count.
Especially not to the Barrie Baycats. They have been rolling of late. Right now hanging on to a 7-game winning streak in the Intercounty Baseball League. And if the Welland Jackfish aren't careful, and the Baycats win tonight, that would put a whole lot of pressure on first place in the IBL. As we know, the Welland Jackfish had their 13-game win streak snapped, as this one's fouled back. So now Sam Green right back in the count. It's 3-2. And the team we're watching tonight was the team that ended the 13-game win streak for the Welland Jackfish. It didn't seem like they were ever going to lose a game, and then finally the Barrie Baycats came through. 3-2 pitch here from Sam Green. He's battled all the way back from 3-0, and it's fouled straight back.
Sam Green's not giving in. I like the way he challenged him on that pitch. Let's see what he comes back with now.
So what we'll watch out for Sam Green is the breaking stuff working? He has a slider and a curveball. And these are still pitches that are kind of works in progress, as that was a fastball that missed outside, ball 4. Sam Green said in that start that he had where he gave up a bunch of runs against the Welland Jackfish, the slider slash slurve or sweeper, he called it, just wasn't quite there that day. The breaking stuff wasn't as sharp as he would have liked. But Sam Green seems to be getting more and more confident with the new pitches that he's developed. And that new pitch this year is the slider slash slurve. But he said, just don't overcomplicate things and call it a slider. So we'll call it that. Rodriguez fouls it off. Runner on first base, 1 out here for the Barrie Baycats. Last Wednesday, this was supposed to be the matchup, Barrie Baycats and Toronto Maple Leafs for the first time at Dominico Field, but that game got rained out. And then we were watching the weather today for a completely different reason, with the smoke from the wildfires breezing through the Toronto area. And you can certainly tell the presence of that smoke here tonight.
Definitely a haze hanging around the Dominico field tonight.
One way outside. 2-1. Sam Green's coming off a sparkling outing against the London Majors on June 16th. The Maple Leafs won that game 7-5, but Sam Green went 5 innings, allowed just 1 run on 2 hits. Throw back to first base, quick tag by Garrett Takamatsu. Ijo is in there safely.
Yeah, Ijo's not getting a particularly aggressive lead. It'll be interesting to see what Barrie does here on in this situation.
There goes Ijo, and Starlin Rodriguez crushes one to left field, and that one is gone. That one got out in a hurry for Starlin Rodriguez, his 4th home run of the season, and it's 2-0 Barrie Baycats.
Well, Sam Green fell behind, 3-1, didn't want to walk another batter, but unfortunately he grooved one there and went over the fence.
So that is the 6th extra base hit on the year for Rodriguez. He brings a ton of power, and we should mention that's his 4th home run. He's only played 15 games this season as well.
And now batting for Barrie is last week's IBL batter of the week, so it doesn't get any easier for Sam Green.
Yeah, Ryan Rio is a guy with a ton of power as well. So he swings and fouls one off onto the hillside. Ryan Rio has hit home runs in back-to-back games, and one of those games was against the Toronto Maple Leafs on June 22nd. Pitch to Rio is fouled off again, so Sam Green quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. One of the reasons for that Player of the Week honors for Ryan Rio, he has 11 RBIs in his last 2 games. He has been an RBI machine for the Baycats all season. Swing and a miss on the slur from Green. It's his first strikeout of the evening.
That's a big out. Let's see if Sam Green can finish the inning here and limit the damage to 2 runs.
That was a big out for Sam Green there. Ryan Rio hitting .418 on the year, and things don't get much easier as he blows the high heat by Ando. Royce Ando hitting .370, but he's just played 6 games this season. 0-1. Way inside, 1-1. Royce Ando fouls it straight back. Although the batting average has been great for Ando, it's basically been he either strikes out or gets a hit. He has 8 strikeouts in just 6 games already this season. Little tapper back to the screen, remains 1-2. This will be pitch number 22 in the first inning for Green. It's in the dirt, 2-2. Two-two. Sam Green trying to get out of the inning, and he will. High fastball gets him, but Green visibly frustrated on the mound after giving up the 2-run home run to Starlin Rodriguez, and that gives the Barrie Baycats a 2-0 lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Five innings. So that one's over the outside corner. Good start. Strike 3. He delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Not stealing a lot of bases as this one's hit on the ground to third base. What a stop by John Salazzo. Throw to second for 1. On to first. What a double play. That pitch is over the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Jose Vinicio will lead things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Barrie Baycats put up 2 in the top of the second inning. And now they'll hand things over to Jeffrey Nunez on the mound. Jose Vinicio hits one on the ground to first, and then the throw gets away. Vinicio is going to reach safely. It was a good stop initially, but Vinicio's on first base.
Well, Leafs get a break, and now with Vinicio on first, let's see if they can keep it going.
Jose Vinicio is a massive threat to steal on first base. Currently tied for second place in the Inter-County Baseball League in stolen bases. Blake Jacklin of the Kitchener Panthers has that honors. He has 12. Vinicio has 10. Vinicio's going to draw another throw. It was close, but
yeah, he definitely took a bigger lead there, drawing the throw. So let's see if he extends the lead even further. He certainly reached, I would say, his maximum distance there for getting back.
2-1. Big swing and a miss. Justin Marra was swinging for the fences. Now the count 2-2. Jose Vinicio has been caught stealing just twice this year. 2-2, this one's popped up, could be playable near the third baseline. And running over and dropping the baseball is Roy Sandeau.
Now there's another break for the Maple Leafs. Was tricky pop-up. Still, the play probably should have been made.
Marra pops it up. It's in the air. Kyle Mavis under it, and now it's the center fielder, Kenise Ejo, who makes the catch. Justin Marra just missed it. So this is Jordan Castaldo as Jose Vinicio draws another throw over to first base. Castaldo was 0 for 5 in a 9-5 loss to the Maple Leafs had against the Welland Jackfish. So I think he's trying to get things going. He's 0 for his last 8 at-bats. So he takes the first pitch up and in. And the only reason that 0 for 8 is even worth mentioning is because Jordan Castaldo is one of the best players ever in the Intercounty Baseball League. So this doesn't happen often.
The track record speaks for itself.
And anyone on the Barrie Baycats side of things as well will know Jordan Castaldo very well for the 6 consecutive championships for the Barrie Baycats and a Triple Crown winner with that organization as well. Nunez pitch just outside, 3-0. Jordan Castaldo has 17 walks this year. Throw to first, back is Jose Vinicio. And although the batting average for Jordan Castaldo is just .254, the on-base percentage is .413. 3-0 inside, ball 4. Jordan Castaldo reaches first base, and Jose Vinicio won't even have to steal second, as he'll be pushed over on the walk.
So the lineup tonight looks a little bit different. Takamatsu batting in the 4 spot. And see if the Maple Leafs changes make a difference tonight.
Yeah, they got some of their firepower back in the lineup as they were missing Justin Marra, John Salazzo, Greg Carrington, all out of the lineup against the Welland Jackfish, and that's not the team you want to have guys out of the lineup. In that game, they were missing 16 home runs in the lineup. Jesse Hodges, another guy out of the lineup. He's not in tonight either. 2-0 in there for a strike. Don't let the small sample size of at-bats fool you for Garrett Takamatsu. This is a guy who's won Rookie of the Year in the Intercounty Baseball League. He's won an MVP award. He's batting .600 this season, as this one's way outside, 3-1. And I believe that there's a very good chance that that batting average will stay around that mark this year, as long as Garrett Takamatsu's in the Intercounty Baseball League. 3-1. This one's popped up, straight up on the infield. It's the shortstop going out and making the catch, and that is a big bullet dodged there for the Barrie Baycats. But now they're going to have to face John Salazzo. John John Salazzo batting .412 on the season. And he's also hit 7 homers. He's going to pop this one straight up, but it's going to go just out behind home plate.
Well, the Maple Leafs could definitely use a hit right here. Be a shame if they leave 2 base runners.
Salazzo 3 RBIs back of the lead in the Intercounty Baseball League. Takes way inside, 1-1. Jose Vinicio is going to sprint to third base. Some heads-up base running, but I don't think he's going to really need the extra 90 feet to score. The guy on deck, Aiden McCaskey, back in the lineup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Was playing first base in a game, I believe it was in Barrie. Some pitches over the inside corner, now 1-2 on John Salazzo. That was a sharp breaking ball from Jeffrey Nunez. Took a ground ball at first base off the face, so he was out of the lineup for about 3 weeks. But now back. Salazzo take just outside. Nunez staring in at the home plate umpire. Two. This one a little bit further outside, 3-2.
Well, the Maple Leafs have shown good discipline this inning, taking a lot of pitches that are allowing them to work deep in the count.
Salazzo on the move. The pitch, breaking ball, and Salazzo swings over the top of it. A big strikeout for Jeffrey Nunez, and the Barrie Baycats get out of some trouble in the first inning and continue to lead 2-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs here at Dominico Field. We'll be right back in the top of the second inning. John Salazzo is a guy with a ton of power, and right on cue, John Salazzo crushes one to left field, and it's gone. John Salazzo giving the choo-choo celebration with his fist as he rounds. That one's for the Bushman. John Salazzo, when he's not playing baseball, is a conductor, driving a train. All right, as we bring in John Salazzo now. John, we saw you the other night hit a home run, and you're coming around the base path, and you're doing the conductor celebration, and we all know that that's your nickname, but it kind of inspired me to dig into this a little bit. Can you give me kind of a rundown of what that's like playing in the Intercounty Baseball League and being a conductor? What does your day look like?
It's a grind, honestly. Let's say we'll pick Wednesday, a Wednesday night game at the pits. I'll get up around, like, say, 2:00, preparation for the field, get my lunch ready, pack up, and then I'm heading down to the pits around, 4:30.
Two 2-0 Barrie Baycats as Adam Odd lead things off, former Toronto Maple Leaf. Sam Green's 0-1 is up high. .23 pitches in the first inning for Sam Green. The only blemish, a 2-run home run by Starlin Rodriguez. As this one's hitting the air pretty deep, and it's going to go off the top of the wall. Fielded by Connor Lewis. The throw into second base is not in time, and it's a leadoff double for Adam Odd.
Baycats have a very deep lineup. Really no holes, so it's a challenge each and every batter. So giving up a leadoff double just puts more pressure on Sam Green. Let's see what he can do.
And one of the reasons you might call the Barrie Baycats lineup deep is that this guy, the number 7 hitter, is batting .433 on the year. Anytime you have a guy in the bottom half of your lineup batting over 400, you know that you got some hitters. This is Victor Plaz. 10 RBIs and 30 at-bats. He likes to have runners on base. Coming off a 4-for-5 performance against the Welland Jackfish. And that game against the Welland Jackfish was the last one the Barrie Baycats played as well, and that was last Thursday, so the Barrie Baycats are well rested. I guess that was Saturday, would have been their 14-2 win over Welland. Victor Plaz had 5 RBIs in that game against Welland. Sam Green steps off before delivering a 1-2 pitch to Victor Plaz. Here it comes. Strike 3 called. It was a delayed call from the home plate umpire, but Sam Green does get his second strikeout of the evening. So this is Josh Cote coming out of Midland, Ontario. Cote also played in that game against the Welland Jackfish. Here's a tough play. Garrett Takamatsu winding under it and finds the ball and makes the catch down the right field line. That one actually drifted into fair territory, so important there that Garrett Takamatsu made the catch. Takamatsu traditionally doesn't play third base, or first base, but he is a corner infielder, playing third, but most of the time you'll see him play second for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Those pop-ups are particularly difficult if you haven't played a corner infield position like that, even first base being different than third. So he did a very nice job on corralling it, as we saw in the previous half inning. The Barrie fielder dropped the pop-up. Big out there for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, and Stephen, it doesn't make it any easier when you're looking up into a gray haze
no.
as well.
That's for sure.
Right down the middle from Sam Green. Kyle Mavis stands in, just 8 at-bats on the season for Mavis. Green turns back and looks back the runner Adam Odd at second base.
With 2 outs, wouldn't expect him to be stealing third, but certainly the goal is to keep him from getting too much of a lead.
Sam Green trying to strand the leadoff double. One to Mavis. This one's fisted foul, 1-2. 1-2. Got him. Sam Green strands the leadoff double and Adam Odd at second base. as he gets his third strikeout of the evening. 2-0 Barrie Baycats as we head to the bottom of the second inning here at Dominico Field. Welcome back to Dominico Field. Aiden McCaskey will lead things off. Barrie Baycats leading 2-0. Jeffrey Nunez pitched a good first inning, although he got in some trouble but got himself out of it with a strikeout of John Salazzo. Got Garrett Takamatsu to pop up and John Salazzo to strike out. That's what stranded the base runners for the Maple Leafs. McCaskey hits one in the air. This one's about medium depth in left field. And the catch is made by Noel McGarry-Doyle. Hot start to the season for Dan Marra. He's hitting .383 as he takes the first pitch high, although Dan Marra does have just one hit in his last two games. So this might be a heat check game here for Marra as he takes one at the top of the zone for a strike. This one's lined into center field, and it is caught
a hit.
on a bounce.
No.
So yeah, it does get down in front of Kenise Ejo. He slid in and trapped it. So Dan Marra, hard hit ball, and he does get rewarded. So here comes Connor Lewis, and Lewis was a guy who was pretty frustrated with what happened in a game on Sunday here at Dominico Field. There was a play at the plate in the game against the Welland Jackfish where nobody out, Connor Lewis came home from third base on a wild pitch as he's going to foul this one straight back. And Connor Lewis was tagged out at home, and it was a play that we initially thought it looked like he got under the tag, but I was talking to Connor Lewis over social media about this, and he made a pretty good point about the play at the plate as he swings and misses 1 and 2. And at the time, the pitcher had caught the baseball and put the tag. Actually, that was strike 3 on Connor Lewis. At the time, the pitcher had caught the baseball and slapped the tag down, but Connor Lewis said that he didn't think that the pitcher had tagged him at all, but even if he did, the tag was applied right on top of home plate. So his argument was, how could he possibly have been out? if the tag was applied when his hand was on the plate. Which we were watching that play over and over here at the broadcasters, and we were thinking it was pretty close, as here's Dan Marra stealing second base, and he's in there. Throw was dropped, so no need for a call from the umpire at second base.
Well,
right.
Now he's in scoring position. Single should bring the Maple Leafs their first run.
Dos Santos takes high. That's now the 6th stolen base on the season for Dan Marra. Talked to Dan Marra in an interview, and he said he was surprised that he was off to such a hot start with the bat, because he said, quote, that he's starting to get old at 33 years of age. But he's already stole 6 bases, so Dan, I don't think that you're at that point where you can call yourself old yet, hitting .383 with 6 stolen bases already this year. 3-2.
Oh.
Inside corner, strike 3 called. Ryan Dos Santos knew it, and the Maple Leafs strand another runner in scoring position for the 2nd inning in a row and trail 2-0 to the Barrie Baycats. We head to the 3rd. We'll be right back.
Sure, I thought we showed some grit and resilience to not quit, but we can't put ourselves in that position. You know, we got to clean up the first half so that we don't have to expend so much energy to fight back, and then
Top of the 3rd inning at Christie Pitts. Thomas West alongside Stephen Margles. The Barrie Baycats up 2-0 on a 1st inning 2-run blast by Starlin Rodriguez. Sam Green allowed a leadoff double to Adam Odd last inning, but got out of it with a couple strikeouts. Now ahead in the count 0-1, and that one gets right through Justin Marra to the backstop.
Well, it's important for Sam Green to keep the Baycats in check as much as possible. Barrie's team ERA top in the league. Don't expect the Maple Leafs to be able to score a lot of runs tonight.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Yeah, well, you bring up the team ERA situation, and that has been something that's a little bit of a problem for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, for sure. If you look at the season numbers, the offense has been scoring a fair number of runs, but they've been having more trouble keeping the defensive side of things in order.
Toronto Maple Leafs second last in the Intercounty Baseball League with a team ERA of 7.65. And that pitch hits Noel McGarry-Doyle, so he'll head down to first base.
Yeah. Team ERA close to 8's certainly not going to get the job done if they want to compete for a title this year.
Yes, but you have to be convinced by the offense because you have a winning record and a team ERA of 7.65. The Maple Leafs have only had under 5 runs once all season. And it was against the Barrie Baycats.
Right, and how many games has Takamatsu been with the team? So there's the chance that the offense gets even better over the course of the rest of the season.
Garrett Takamatsu isn't going to hurt any offense in the IBL. This is going to hurt the Maple Leafs. High and deep to left field, and it is gone. 4-0 Barrie Baycats as that ball was drilled out of the yard by Kenesi Ijo. So that is the first home run of the season for Kenesi Ijo. And believe it or not, Ijo he's played in the league for 4 years, but that's just his 4th career home run in the Intercounty Baseball League. Not a guy who usually brings a crazy amount of power, but you also don't need a crazy amount of power to hit it over left field. If you make good contact and get a little help from the wind, which that ball didn't need, it'll go over the fence, and the Barrie Baycats have a commanding lead.
Christie Pitts is definitely a park that's friendly for the batters.
This one's popped up. Connor Lewis has a long run. This one's carrying to center field, and he makes the catch about 15 feet in front of the wall in center. And that wind in the outfield, you might be able to see the flags in center field. They're going straight out. So the wind is helping baseballs get over the fence here, especially to dead center field. Yeah, look at that, blowing straight out to center field. Here's a ball fouled straight back. Things don't get any easier here for Sam Green. Ryan Rio is the batter. Sam Green hasn't pitched that badly, but he's made, I think, what he would call a couple mistake pitches. We saw that he was visibly frustrated coming off the mound over that first inning, so you'd have to imagine that that pitch to Starlin Rodriguez wasn't located where he wanted it. I think that might have been a fastball that he threw on the second home run as well, so maybe just a couple mistake pitches, and the Barrie Baycats haven't missed. Ryan Rio hits one in the air. This one's shallow. Vinicio out. He makes the catch, 2 away.
Yeah, he did a nice job there, jamming Rio on the pitch, getting the pop-up. Get the second out of the inning. Well, the difference in the game so far, when the Maple Leafs had base runners, they couldn't cash them. Barrie's had 2 base runners. Both came home on 2-run homers.
Yep. Up the middle, Vinicio makes the play, throw to first just in time. And Sam Green gets out of it, but gives up another 2-run home run. The Barrie Baycats have only left 1 runner on base. That was Adam Odd last inning. And they're using the long ball to take the lead over the Maple Leafs. Bottom of the third we go, 4-0 Barrie Baycats. Top of the order for the Toronto Maple Leafs coming up. Jose Vinicio trying to start a rally for the Leafs. They need 4 runs, and this will help. And it's down into the outfield. Vinicio with a leadoff single. Oh, he's into a sliding stop as he was riding first base.
That was an aggressive turn, but I like the approach, right? Put pressure on the defense, see what happens.
So good start for the Maple Leafs. They have speed on first base, and they have 2017 IBL MVP Justin Marra at the plate. I had a chance to sit down with Justin Marra before the game today, and you'll be able to watch that full interview on YouTube in the next week. But it's a really interesting conversation I had with him, and one of the most interesting things that he talked about, as this one's hit in the air, it's hooking towards foul territory, and it's going to stay in play, but no one knew where the ball was, and it drops. It was a foul ball by Justin Marra, but that was just an absolute miscue between 3 Barrie Baycats fielders.
Yeah, there's very poor communication on that. This guy is tricky, there's no doubt, with the haze, but you had 3 fielders there and none of them really called for it, and the ball dropped harmlessly foul, and Mr. Marra gets another life at the plate.
So just getting back to that conversation with Justin Marra, the most interesting thing I think he said was that he's been drafted in the 15th round in Major League Baseball, which was something that was very exciting for him and meant a lot to him. You know, playing with his 3 brothers as well. And he's won an MVP in the Intercounty Baseball League, but he said the thing that he doesn't really care about any of that stuff if it meant that he could win a championship with the Toronto Maple Leafs, playing on this team with his 2 other brothers. So he is dialed in trying to win a chip with the Toronto Maple Leafs as he swings and misses at a high breaking ball. So that'll bring Jordan Castaldo to the plate. 2 strikeouts for Justin Marra. Jordan Castaldo rips one foul into the Barrie Baycats bullpen.
Playing for championships, that's what it's all about. So it makes sense what he's saying there. At this point in the career, that's what you want, winning titles.
With the Maple Leafs loss to the Welland Jackfish, they dropped their record to 10-7. So the Maple Leafs right now are actually in 4th place and tied with the Kitchener Panthers for 5th. So the Maple Leafs they're trying to get things going. They haven't really been losing, but the standard that the Welland Jackfish and the Barrie Baycats are setting right now is very high. As Castaldo swings and misses, he's in a hole 0-2. Welland Jackfish are in 1st place, and then 2.5 games behind them, the Barrie Baycats. If they won tonight, they would move half a game closer and would extend their win streak to 8 in a row. There goes Vinicio. Castaldo hits it in the air. This one's toward the left field line, and it's going to hook just barely out of play, as close as you could. It actually hit the top of the fence out of play down the left field line.
Well, the Maple Leafs trying to get Vinicio in motion, and each of the last 2 times there have been foul balls, but clearly the game plan here is to get him moving, which is understandable given his success at stealing bases and putting more pressure on the defense.
Jordan Castaldo walked on 4 pitches in his last at-bat. Now he's behind 0-2. Vinicio, a modest lead. Now he takes it off first, fakes to go. Castaldo hits it in the air. This one's high and deep to center field, and it is gone. First home run of the season for Jordan Castaldo, and it brings the Maple Leafs to within 2. Well, Jordan Castaldo got all of that one. He hit it just about right center field, and that one will feel really good. Breaking a very modest slump, but a slump as far as Jordan Castaldo's standards go. And you can see, you can see the smile on his face there. He's happy about that, and that might be a little bit of a monkey off the back situation right there for Castaldo.
Well, Maple Leafs right back in it. Very important to get some runs here before Barrie extends the game, holding that 4-run lead. So the Leafs have to be feeling better about things. They've had some good at-bats. Each inning they had base runners, and now today in the third they were able to cash them.
So it's Garrett Takamatsu at the plate. And he lines one into center field. It's down for a base hit. Takamatsu stays hot. He's hitting every game he's played in the Intercounty Baseball League this season.
No.
So Garrett Takamatsu on first base. John Salazzo struck out in his first at-bat. Now he hits one high in the air, deep to center field. It's gone! Tie ball game. John Salazzo tomahawks one out to center field, and the Leafs have tied it up.
Wow. Just like that. The Toronto Maple Leafs power on full display. We got a tie ball game.
Off the bat, that looked like it was going to be way too high to be a home run for John Salazzo, but he torched it off the bat. That may be the highest home run I've seen at Dominico Field, and that one was to dead center field.
That was impressive.
And that one is not a monkey off the back situation because John Salazzo has been doing that all season long.
Well, as you were saying earlier, Toronto's offense against Barrie's pitching, their team ERA of 4, we've just scored 4 in 3 innings. So just shows what the Maple Leafs can do. Sam Green keeping them in the game so far. We got a barn burner tonight.
And this is already the most runs that Jeffrey Nunez has allowed in an outing since May 25th against the Hamilton Cardinals, where he gave up 4. But he gave up 4 runs in that start over 4 innings. He has been very, very strong for the Barrie Baycats this season. The Maple Leafs have just rode some momentum in this inning, and all of a sudden, they're not stranding any runners on base, and they've cleared the bases twice. 4-4. Aiden McCaskey comes to the plate. McCaskey hits one to center field. This one's pretty deep, and it's off the base of the wall. McCaskey sprinting towards second. Here comes the throw. Oh, and it was offline. McCaskey might have seen that coming into center field and advances an extra 90 feet as he just missed a home run to center field.
Another shot.
That's the second hit of the year for Aiden McCaskey in just his 8th at bat. Aiden McCaskey hasn't played a game since June 2nd against the Hamilton Cardinals. He's only played 2 games this season, and it's his first extra base hit of the year. Dan Marra gets into one. This one's pretty deep, but not deep enough. It takes Kenise Ejo back towards the wall in center field, but he makes the catch. So 2 outs and a runner on second base, and it's Connor Lewis. All of a sudden, in the second time through the lineup, the Maple Leafs are starting to string a ton of hits together against Jeffrey Nunez. Aiden McCaskey standing out at second base. This one's popped up by Lewis, but it's going to hook foul out of play. Lewis was 1 for 3 against the Welland Jackfish last game. Lewis just misses it as he fouls it straight back. 1-2. Every run this game has been brought in by a 2-run homer. 2 on the side of the Barrie Baycats, 2 on the side of the Maple Leafs. Check swing, did he go? No, and it was close. Connor Lewis stays alive, it's 2-2. Two. Inside, full count.
Let's see what pitch Lewis gets here.
3-2, Dos Santos on deck. He hits one in the air to left field. This one's hooking towards foul territory. Noel McGarry Doyle comes over. He reaches, but he can't make the catch. It was going to have to be a heck of a play as it bounced right on the Maple Leafs home plate in their bullpen. New life here for Connor Lewis. It remains 3-2.
Very tricky for the outfielder to come across and then get entangled in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So.
Nunez would love to strand that runner at second base. Not yet. Ball 4 to Connor Lewis.
Ninth batter of the inning.
First pitch is a ball to Ryan Dos Santos. We were talking earlier about the power numbers and how they're usually very, very high here at Dominico Field. 1-0 in there for a strike, 1-1. And usually every year in the Intercounty Baseball League, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who have the easiest park to hit home runs in, lead the league in home runs. This year, they're not the leader in home runs, as Dos Santos takes one inside. And believe it or not, it's not even close. The Kitchener Panthers came into tonight's game with 28 home runs in 17 games. They have been pounding the ball to the ballpark. This one's popped up by Ryan Dos Santos. He's frustrated, and Kenise Ejo comes, and it looks like there might have been some miscommunication for a moment between Ejo and second baseman Ando. But the Barrie Baycats will strand a couple base runners, but not before they gave up 2 consecutive 2-run home runs to the Barrie Baycats. We're tied at 4 here at Dominico Field. Well, after giving up 4 runs, Sam Green has found himself in a tie ball game on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 4-4, top of the 4th. Green trying to get things back on track. Here is he's facing these Barrie Baycats all for the second time. Hit foul down the left field line. Adam Odd is at the plate. He had a double in his last at-bat in the exact same situation to lead off the top of the 2nd inning. Now he takes a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Sam Green backdoored it to get ahead in the count 1-2.
That's a beautiful pitch, and that's what you were talking about earlier, to see whether Sam Green could get the off-speed going and keep the Baycat hitters off balance.
Here's a little shot fisted into the outfield. It's going to drop between Aiden McCaskey and Jose Vinicio. So another leadoff hit from Adam Odd. This one's a single, and the Baycats have a base runner to start off the 4th inning.
That was unfortunate because that was still a good pitch. He jammed him. That happens in baseball sometimes. Just got enough wood on it to flare it over the shortstop.
Victor Plaz comes to the plate. This is Victor Plaz's first year in the Intercounty Baseball League. He hits one on the ground. This could be 2. Vinicio flips to Marra onto first in an easy double play. Sam Green rolls it perfectly and points back to Justin Marra. Green might have thrown a breaking ball there to get the ground ball, and quickly has 2 away here in the 4th inning.
That certainly helps the pitch count.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, he's at 6 pitches, I believe, this inning. This will be pitch number 57, and it's outside for a ball. Sam Green came into this game with an ERA of 8.50 over 26 innings pitched. Has 24 strikeouts over that stretch. 1-0. Outside 2-0.
After the Leafs scored 4 in the bottom of the last inning, huge for Green if he can shut the door here, keep the momentum going in the right direction for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Only Josh Cote stands in his way from getting out of the inning now. 1-2.
1-2.
And this one's popped up. Dos Santos comes in. He makes the catch. Sam Green allows a leadoff single, then gets a double play and a pop out to get out of it. And that is exactly how you want your starting pitcher to bounce back after your team scored 4 in the half inning before. So we head to the bottom of the 4th, the Barrie Baycats 4, the Maple Leafs 4 here at Dominico Field. Welcome back to Dominico Field. Jose Vinicio leading things off, shows bunt, umpire calls a strike. Not sure whether he called a swing on Jose Vinicio or the pitch was just a strike to begin with. Jeffrey Nunez back on the mound, and he's facing the exact same challenge that he had in the bottom of the third inning. Another breaking ball to Jose Vinicio that he didn't like. This looked like the same pitch as before, so now it's 0-2. Vinicio hits one on the ground to first base. Big hop, and it's going to get over the head of the first baseman into the outfield. Jose Vinicio is on base for the third time, and that one might go as another error.
I would chalk that up to the Christie Pitts infield, which occasionally induces high hops that make life as an infielder very challenging here at times.
Yeah, and actually all of his hits today have actually gone as hits. Vinicio's running, delayed steal, and he's in there.
Oh, caught them napping.
Oh, Jose Vinicio just saw an opportunity and took it, and he's on second base. Don't see that every day. So that's stolen base number 11, and he thought about going for third base and then goes back. Boy, Jose Vinicio is creating some havoc out there on the base path, and meanwhile, Jeffrey Nunez has to deal with the task at hand, which is trying to get out Justin Marra. And his attention is now divided between second base and home plate. Pitch outside to Marra. Pitch a strike over the inside corner. Count now 2-2 on Marra. Jordan Castaldo is on deck. Hit a 2-run home run in his last at-bat. And this one's fouled straight back. Justin Marra had a big rip at that one. Marra swings and misses. Slow breaking ball from Jeffrey Nunez. Justin Marra strikes out for the second time today. Pitch in the dirt. Jose Vinicio is going to cruise into third base easily. So now the Maple Leafs can score that runner at third base, which represents the go-ahead run, without getting a hit. If there's anyone who knows how to get a ball in the air for a sacrifice fly, it's Jordan Castaldo.
Very important that Castaldo has a productive at-bat here, even with an out.
That's going to be productive. Deep to center field. Catch is made, and Jose Vinicio will jog to the plate. Now he's going to have to speed it up, but he gets in there either way, and the Maple Leafs take the lead. Good piece of hitting there from Jordan Castaldo, and he actually almost got more than just the sacrifice fly.
Just what the doctor ordered, and the Leafs take the lead.
Garrett Takamatsu is at the plate. And now he gets, oh, it looked like it caught something. Did it hit the bat of Takamatsu? I think they're just going to call a ball. Takamatsu rips one on the ground. That one gets through. Second hit of the evening for Garrett Takamatsu. This time he pulls the ball through the left side.
Now batting the third baseman, number 17, John Lazo.
John Salazzo hit a massive 2-run home run and a towering one to center field in his last at-bat. Takes a pitch in there for a strike. That was an off-speed pitch from Jeffrey Nunez. Salazzo takes another breaking ball inside. Lazo hits one down the left field line, plenty of distance, but it's way out of play foul. Pitch number 84 coming here from Jeffrey Nunez, and all of a sudden that pitch count has got really high in a hurry.
And there's action in the bullpen.
Salazzo, big rip, but fouls it straight back. Hard to say who's warming up quite yet in the Barrie Baycats bullpen. No throwing, just pacing around. 1-2. Inside, gets to the backstop. Takamatsu will advance 90 feet. Could be anyone, really. 2-2. Fouled straight back again.
Just missed.
Second time in this at-bat that John Salazzo has just missed one, and it's
When
gone.
you foul it straight back, it shows you're on the pitch.
Yeah.
So Nunez needs to be careful here.
Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by Salazzo, but the Toronto Maple Leafs do take the lead. They get a sacrifice fly from Jordan Costello and have now scored 5 unanswered runs against the Barrie Baycats. Sam Green coming back out, trying to roll another scoreless inning. 5-4 Toronto Maple Leafs over the Barrie Baycats. We head to the top of the 5th inning. 9-1-2 for the Barrie Baycats. Kyle Mavis leading things off. He's going to lay down a bunt, pretty good one, but it's going to roll foul down the third base line. If Mavis does continue to bunt, it should be noted that John Salazzo has a cannon down there at third base. He's actually fielded really well this year, and he has a really tough job playing the hot corner here at Christie Pitts. Mavis checks swing. Pitch was a strike anyway. It's 0-2. Sam Green is one of the hardest throwers on the Toronto Maple Leafs. He has reached, he said, low 90s with his fastball, but realistically, pitching here at Dominico Field, he's probably sitting around 90. Line drive down into the outfield in front of Ryan Dos Santos. Kyle Mavis is aboard, and now the Barrie Baycats have the top of the order coming up to try and drive him in.
Barrie's had the leadoff runner on, I think, almost every inning, if not every inning. And the challenge again, now that Barrie's back at the top of the order. Sam Green was able to get a double play last inning, and back in the second inning, stranded a leadoff double. So the pressure's on.
Yeah, the only inning where they didn't have the leadoff guy on base was Noel McGarry-Doyle, who got out to start off the ball game, as this pitch is upstairs, and it did end up hitting Noel McGarry-Doyle, so he's going to head down to first base. Oh, good to see him getting up right away, as a pitch was right up near his head area. But like, you can see him pointing right there. You see that? He pointed right at that ear flap. I think saved him. Now I can have a chuckle about it there with Garrett Takamatsu.
Yeah, definitely the potential for a scary situation. Unfortunately, only a little damage to the helmet.
That was a fastball there from Sam Green as well, I think. Here's a ball hit on the ground. That one gets by Jose Vinicio. This is going to drive in a run. The Barrie Baycats tie the ball game. And now the throw gets away. That's going to allow Noel McGarry-Doyle to get to third base. And there's first and third with nobody out. And now, after tying the ball game, the Barrie Baycats are threatening to take the lead with a runner on third.
Unfortunate on the error there. The throw coming into second base just wasn't quite on target, and the ball scooted away, allowing the base runner to advance to third base.
Justin Marra and his brother Dan will come out to talk to Sam Green. Justin Marra has been a big player in helping Sam Green develop his new secondary pitch. And Green knows a whole lot about pitching as well. His job when he's not here with the Toronto Maple Leafs is as a kind of a video analytics guy with the Toronto Blue Jays just down the street.
Toronto's other baseball team.
Yeah, and he says he has to watch, you know, a lot of guys that are playing in the minor leagues, so something like double-A ball or single-A ball. Wondering what he thought of Alek Manoah's start the other day. Hit on the ground. Vinicio goes to second for one, on to first. Not in time. Run comes in to score. Noel McGarry-Doyle waited to see if the Maple Leafs were going to go for a double play. They would have had a play at home plate, but elected to try and get the double play instead. But they didn't get it, so the run scores. Barrie Baycats lead 6-5. And there's one away.
makes sense in that situation to try the turn 2, and they were very close, just didn't quite pull it off.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down to second, not in time. It was close. No. Kenise Ijo, was thinking about making a move there to third base, but Jose Benicio was standing right in front of him with the ball. If he ever turned around, could have tagged him out. Double play is no longer in order, though, with the stolen base by Ijo. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball by Ryan Rio. That seems to be the key to get Ryan Rio out, is trying to go with the slow stuff down and in. But if he ever left one over the middle of the plate, as here's the 0-2, not there. Got him on it.
Retired him 3 times tonight. The one batter he's had the most success with.
Not bad for a guy who's hitting .411 on the season with 11 RBIs in his last 2 games. This is the second baseman, Roy Sandeau, at the plate. And Doe hits a little chopper. Benicio plays it on a bounce. Barehand throw to first in time. A lot of play by Jose Benicio with the bare hand, and he gets the Maple Leafs out of the inning, but the Barrie Baycats get 2 more. They lead 6-5 over Toronto at Dominico Field. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the bats for the Maple Leafs looking to respond once again. New pitcher into the game for the Barrie Baycats is Virat Siharith, the 19-year-old youngster on the mound for the Barrie Baycats. He's only appeared in 1 game for Barrie this season. Count is 1-1 on Aiden McCaskey. Virat Siharith, a Toronto Met. Probably has spent some time here at Dominico Field. Pitch in there for a strike. Outside corner on McCaskey. First strikeout for Siharith. So what's interesting about that strikeout is that Virat Siharith has now pitched 1 1/3 inning, and every single out that he's got has been a strikeout. Nobody has ever put the ball in play and got out against Virat Siharith. But he has allowed 3 hits. Those all came in his first outing. Working very quickly on the mound for the Baycats. In there for a strike, and he
Oh. Showing a full array of pitches as well.
1-2 in the dirt. Got to get the ball back to him. He wants to throw it quick.
There's no pitch clock in the IBL, but this guy's
Doesn't need it.
doesn't need it. That's right.
Dan Marra is saying, "Let me catch my breath." Outside 3-2. Dan Marra hits one in the air. This one's to center field. Kanise Ijo near the wall makes the catch. Quickly 2 away for Siharith. This is the second time that the Toronto Maple Leafs have seen Virat Siharith. He pitched against them in the Barrie Baycats' 15-3 win over Toronto. That was the first of the 2-game losing streak that the Maple Leafs are on. And let me tell you, this is not an easy part of the schedule for the Maple Leafs. They play the second place Barrie Baycats, then they play the Welland Jackfish, and now they have to play Barrie again. Pitch in there for a strike.
Getting ahead of the batters. For a 19-year-old, he's showing a lot of poise on the mound.
This one's on the ground. It's going to be a tough play for Royce Ando. He slides. He throws to first. Got him. What a play by Royce Ando. And a 1-2-3 inning for Virat Siharith as he shuts down the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 5th. Top 6, Sam Green has worked 5 Giving up 6 runs, but he's keeping it close for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he wants to continue to do that here in the 6th inning. I didn't have time to look up the stats on Virat Siharath because he just didn't give me any time to breathe, as well as the batters. He was working so quickly out there, but I wanted to just go back and tell you about his last outing. It started off really poorly. Justin Marra, he threw a ball to Justin Marra, and then on his second IBL pitch, Justin Marra took him deep for a home run. Then he got a strikeout, gave up a couple singles, and ended up striking out the side with Dan Marra. As this one's hit on the ground, Dan Marra makes the catch, throws to first, in time, 1 away.
Nice getting the leadoff batter this inning. Hopefully Sam Green can put up a 0 here for the Maple Leafs.
It's hard to say, but it feels like Sam Green has liked what he's brought to the table today. I think it might just be a situation where the Barrie Baycats are hitting really well. Sam Green, he hasn't walked a lot of batters. It seems like he's executing his pitches, but just the home runs have hurt him.
Yeah, and the 2 home runs were to left field. Short porch here at Christie Pitts. So I agree. He hasn't pitched poorly. His pitch count has been reasonable, and he's given his team a chance to win the ball game.
Victor Plaz takes low, 0-2. Or 2-0, I should say. Victor Plaz is playing third base today for the Barrie Baycats. Pops it up, looks like this one's going to be well foul. Actually, it wasn't well foul. That one landed just in play right in front of the Barrie Baycats dugout.
Just like that ball we saw earlier in the game on the first base side that was in foul territory and it ended up being caught just inside the fair territory. Similarly, that ball came back in where it looked like it was clearly going to be out of play.
This one's rocketed towards center field. Connor Lewis goes back to the wall and fields it on a bounce. He's got a play at second base. Here's the throw, and it was a bit offline and cut off by Jose Vinicio. And it's a booming double from Victor Plaz. Here's Josh Cote. On deck is Kyle Mavis, and then back to the top of the order should another batter reach here for the Barrie Baycats. Sam Green trying to strand the double at second base, and he's got 8 and 9 here coming up. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Pitch is low. One misses. It's 2-1. Sam Green trying to battle through 6 innings here at Dominico Field. Needs 2 outs. Cote fouls one off at the plate, and now the count's 2-2.
Full count. First base is open, but still want to get the batter to put the ball in play here.
Especially with the 8-9 hitters up. Sam Green trying to avoid turning over the order. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Yeah. You never want to walk a batter, but especially at the bottom of the lineup. Now he's got a chance to get out of the inning without getting to the top of the order.
Some action in the Toronto Maple Leafs bullpen. That looks like Adam Marra warming up there. Adam Marra, you can see coming with that side winding delivery. Count is 1-0 here on the batter, Kyle Mavis. Pitch is low, 2-0. Sam Green does not want to walk this batter with Noel McGarry-Doyle at the plate, who's been on base in all of his plate appearances so far. Up high, 3-0. Green will slow things down here on the mound as he takes a couple deep breaths. McGarry-Doyle looming on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's right down the middle for a strike.
Assume the batter was taking all the way in that situation.
(3-1). Fastball hit on the ground. That one's going to get through. Fielded by Aiden McCaskey and dropped in the outfield. The run's going to come in to score. Here's the play at second, and Mavis is safe. Oh, Aiden McCaskey booting the ball in left field. Had he fielded it cleanly, it certainly would have avoided scoring that run coming around third base, and now the Barrie Baycats take a 2-run lead.
The runner from second did not get a good jump. The ball was hit sharply into the shortstop hole, so the left fielder McCaskey came in charging hard to field it and make sure the runner didn't come home, but unfortunately the ball got away from him, allowing Barrie to score the 7th run.
So that's Jordan Castaldo, who's the acting manager tonight, coming to talk to Sam Green. And it looks like Sam Green has convinced Castaldo to leave him in for maybe one more batter here to try and finish off the day. Although he has allowed 7 runs, getting the out right here would be massive to allow Marra to come in next inning for a clean inning. That will be an unfortunate earned run on Sam Green's record as well. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. No, that was fouled to the backstop, so the runner will have to retreat back to third base. Kyle Mavis had a huge jump at second base. Pitch number 91 coming here from Green. It's swung on and fouled down the left side. Kyle Mavis is being extremely aggressive here at second base with 2 outs. He feels like he has a very good read on what's going on with Sam Green. Maybe Jose Vinicio tries to hold him a bit closer. Green holding for a long time. There was a pickoff play on there, but now he decides to go to the plate, and McGarry-Doyle fouls it off.
Especially with the left-handed batter at the plate, it's a curious decision to try to steal third, that the catcher has a very easy throw down to third if he fields it cleanly. And with 2 outs, could take a potential run off the board if he's thrown out.
This one's hit, and that one gets through. Another run comes in to score for Barrie. Fielded by Aiden McCaskey, and it's 8-5 Barrie Baycats on an RBI single by Noel McGarry-Doyle. This is probably going to chase Sam Green out of the game. Jordan Costello has already made the call. He'll take the ball from Sam Green. And coming into the ball game is Adam Marra to try and get the Maple Leafs out of the 6th inning. We'll have more on that when we come back. So Adam Marra into the game and delivers strike one, now 1-1 on Kenise Ejo. Ejo 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs today. Breaking ball in the dirt. Justin Marra blocks it.
It's unfortunate that Sam Green couldn't complete the inning. See if Adamara can hold the damage to these extra runs and keep it at 8-5.
Pitch grounded foul to the left. So again, one of the unique scenarios with the Maple Leafs where you can see the 3 Marra brothers lined up through the middle of the infield. Justin, Adam, and then Dan over there at second base. Runner goes. Pitch hit foul on the ground. Ejo fouls it off again. Kenise Ejo hit a home run in the 3rd inning. That made it 4-0 Barrie Baycats at the time. A lot has transpired since then. 3-2 hit on the ground. Salazzo fields it, bobbles it momentarily, whips it to first base in time to get the speedy Kenise Ejo. The Barrie Baycats tack on a couple more. They lead 8-5 over the Toronto Maple Leafs, and now maybe setting up for a bit of a slugfest here at Dominico Field as 2 of the best offenses in the Intercounty Baseball League are going head-to-head. Barrie leading by 3. Ryan Dos Santos comes to the plate for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And back on the mound after a long wait is Virat Siharath. Dos Santos squaring to bunt, takes a ball. Dos Santos is 0 for 2 with a strikeout this evening. 2-1. Up and in. Inside, ball 4. So the speedy Ryan Dos Santos will head down to first base, and more speed is coming to the plate and a lot of bat-to-ball skills in Jose Vinicio.
Always good getting the leadoff batter on, especially from the bottom of the lineup.
And Vinicio is 3 for 3 tonight.
He's been hitting the ball to the right side of the infield. And with the first baseman holding the runner, that creates more of a gap. Hopefully Vinicio can take advantage of that.
Pitch is way outside. So Vinicio 3 for 3 to push his average to 333 on the year. Big swing and a miss. Jose Vinicio was looking for a little bit more than a single. All 3 of Vinicio's hits today have been singles, and 2 of them have eaten up the first baseman just a little bit. 1-1. Runner goes. Vinicio swings and misses. Throw down, not in time, and it gets away from the second baseman anyway.
A big stolen base takes away the double play. Nobody out now. There's a runner in scoring position.
So it was the shortstop, Starlin Rodriguez, who came over to field that one. 1-2 now. Runner in scoring position for Jose Vinicio. A single would work out just fine for the Maple Leafs right here. 1-2. Inside corner, strike 3. Vinicio retired for the first time today. So now in 1 2/3 innings pitched today, Virat Siharath has struck out 3, and he has 6 strikeouts in 2 2/3 in his IBL career so far. This one is crushed. Oh my goodness. Justin Marra got Siharath again. A 2-run home run, and that was loud. It's 8-7. The salute to the Bushman on the way around third base for Marra. He's 2 for 2 against Virat Siharath with 2 homers.
That's quite impressive. The Maple Leafs riding 3 2-run homers in the game. That seems to be the formula.
Wow, was that ever hit hard? Oh my goodness.
That ball was crushed. That was the hardest hit ball of the night.
And that one hit the Little League diamond out there in right field. That was on a different ballpark. Castaldo already has a homer today. Takes way inside. I'm trying to think back to some of the hardest hit home runs that I've seen at Dominico Field, and I don't think that was the hardest one. But I think it's top 3. There's 2 that I can think of by Sean Riley 2 years ago for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That are the hardest balls I've seen hit. That one's right up there with some of the Sean Riley ones from the 2021 season. If you can see the clubhouse out there in center field, Sean Riley hit one over that roof.
Oh my goodness, really? That's impressive.
Now, it wasn't directly at the roof. It was a little bit to the left, but it had that kind of distance on it. Yeah, that's a long way away out there in center field. And that was a really good shot there by our camera crew here at the Maple Leafs baseball broadcast. And we don't have a camera crew, but we do have what we're calling the Vona cam. And that's because that's Rob Vona who's doing all that nice camera work that you're seeing today. Jordan Castaldo heads down to first base. He's drawn 19 walks on the season.
Another good at bat from Castaldo.
One out. Garrett Takamatsu at the plate, and there's a whole lot of potential in this at bat for the Toronto Maple Leafs to do something with Garrett Takamatsu.
Barrie's got the bullpen active again.
Garrett Takamatsu is hitting .615 this season. 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0.
Sidhara's having some trouble now finding the plate.
And that's Adam Kahn warming up in the bullpen there for the Barrie Baycats. 2-0. Inside 3-0. Takamatsu hasn't looked down to the third base coach, but I would think that he has the green light with the resume that he has in the IBL.
He's earned it.
3-0. Up and over the head of Garrett Takamatsu. He walks.
I think the home run has impacted the confidence of our young pitcher this evening, who has now walked back-to-back batters. And he's getting a visit from the Barrie manager.
Yeah, so Josh Matlow will come to the mound. This could mean Adam Kahn is coming into the game. And he is. Oh, maybe not.
It's a long discussion.
I think Virat Siharath is going to stay in the ball game here. And, okay, this is a big test here. He's going to have to face John Salazzo.
That's a gutsy call.
Yep.
Home run and 2 walks, and the Conductor's at the plate.
Yep, this guy has a lot of power. Aiden McCaskey's on deck. It looks like Adam Kahn is ready to go in the bullpen should anything go awry, but there might not be time for that with John Salazzo at the plate. This could end up being a Maple Leafs lead in a hurry. One and 0 to Salazzo. Rookie versus veteran. Hard fastball in there for a strike. Virat Siharath has slowed the pace right down here on the mound. 1-1. Outside. He's got a lot of life on that fastball. Three one. Virat Siharith has allowed 2 consecutive walks. 3-1 pitch to John Salazzo, and he pops it up. Will this one stay in play? Plaz over for a look, and it's out of play by about 4 feet down the left field line. 3-2. What a battle we got going on here.
I think Salazzo wants that pitch back. Didn't do the damage that he thought he would. 3-2, I would imagine he'll get another one to hit here.
Siharith might consider going to a fastball up and in, but we will see. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he's fouled it straight back. Left that one over the middle of the plate. If he can find the strike zone with a breaking ball, you'd think that John Salazzo would be sitting fastball in this situation. 3-2 pitch from Siharith. Low, ball 4, 3 consecutive walks. Matlow coming out to the mound. And he's made the call to the bullpen. So Adam Kahn is going to come into the game, and he is going to inherit the bases loaded with 1 out. The tying run is on second base. We'll have that for you when we come back. A quick break here at Dominico Field, and then a big spot coming up here for the Maple Leafs. So there you see Adam Kahn into the game for the Barrie Baycats, inheriting a big situation. He comes into this outing with an ERA of 4.76, but he has lowered that ERA recently. Has allowed just 2 runs in his last 3 appearances, as this one's hit on the ground by Aiden McCaskey. Played at second, throw to first in time for out number 1, but the Maple Leafs have tied the ball game. It's 8-8. At this point in the ball game, I think the Barrie Baycats will be just fine with that result. Aiden McCaskey picks up an RBI. So those last 3 appearances for Adam Kahn, just the 2 runs, but one of those was a start. It was part of a 12-11 win over the Brantford Red Sox. Actually, sorry, it wasn't a start, but it was 5 innings, 5 1/3 innings of relief. So call that what you will. And that was in a game where the Barrie Baycats at a time went down 7-0 and then scored 2 in the 9th to tie the ball game, and they would eventually go on to win it in extra innings over the Brantford Red Sox. Had a scoreless appearance against Welland over the weekend. Trying to limit the damage here. Dan Marra is at the plate. Marra hits one on the ground, fielded by the shortstop. Throw to first. Marte with a strong throw to first gets Marra. So the Toronto Maple Leafs just get one after Adam Kahn comes into the game. And we have an 8-8 ball game as we head to the 7th. A good one and a nice finish brewing here at Dominico Field. New pitcher on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's Julian Junior Valdez coming in the top of the 7th inning. And for Valdez, the last couple outings have been pretty inconsistent. So we'll see what version of Julian Junior Valdez is here today. The one thing we know is that he has really good stuff and he has a really good pitching resume as well. Still just trying to find his stride here in the Intercounty Baseball League. Julian Junior Valdez has pitched 3 1/3 innings for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats this season in the Florida State League. Just one level above what Alec Manoah is pitching right now. Actually 2 in Double-A. But he played this season with the Dunedin Blue Jays in the Florida State League. Coming out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and he's still just 24 years of age. Occupying one of the import spots here on the Maple Leafs. 0-2. Way outside. His first assignment here is Starlin Rodriguez, who already has a 2-run home run in this game. This is the first time that Rodriguez will see Julian Jr. Valdez. Pitch up and away. Valdez reaching back for a little extra on that fastball.
And those last two pitches weren't very competitive. You got a guy 0-2. Even if it's not a strike, you're hoping for something that's a little closer to the plate where you might get the batter to chase.
2-2. Hit on the ground, fielded by Salazzo on one hop. He'll throw to first in time. So Valdez is coming off an outing against the Barrie Baycats 2 games ago for the Toronto Maple Leafs, where he pitched 4 1/3 innings, and it wasn't terrible. He gave up 7 runs on 8 hits, which, with the way that, and I mean it's not great, but the way that the Maple Leafs offense has been rolling this year, that's enough to help you win a ball game.
Big test for Valdez here. Rio's 0 for 3 so far tonight. But you never take it for granted.
Yeah.
This guy can explode at any time.
The upside for Julian Valdez is that he showed flashes of being really brilliant on the mound for the Maple Leafs as Ryan Rio fouls this one off. His first outing right here on opening day against the London Majors on May 14th, he was great. He went 3 innings, allowed just 2 hits and 1 run, walked 2 batters, and then he came back and had an even better outing against the Barrie Baycats. That was part of an 11-10 loss where actually Ryan Rio hit a walk-off single against the Maple Leafs. This pitch is up and away. In that outing, he pitched 3 1/3 and gave up just 1 hit, walked 2 and struck out 6. And then he's had a couple outings, one against Hamilton where he went 5 and gave up 8 runs, and then last time against Barrie where he gave up 7. So the tool set is there for Valdez. This one's hit on the ground. He jumps out of the way of it. Vinicio throws it to first as Ryan Rio was just jogging down the first baseline.
Vinicio took his time. He knew who was running. Completed the play.
If you give Vinicio time to take, he will take it. But he also, in his defense, that's not a lack of hustle kind of thing. He just knows what's going to happen really well. His internal clock is bang on all the time. Whether it's throwing a ball to first base, whether it's jogging home on a sacrifice fly today,
Yes.
He knows what's going on. And he seldom gets caught. I think it boils down to Jose Vinicio plays with a lot of confidence out there at shortstop, which is, I think, calming as a pitcher when you're on the mound as well. Royce Ando is the batter. He's in a 1-1 count. Valdez looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Might get it, but he's going to have to hustle to first base, and then Takamatsu has it flip out of his glove. Julian Valdez gives Takamatsu a pat there, saying that's okay, but Julian Valdez is now going to have to work some extra pitches here to try and get the Maple Leafs out of the inning, as that spinning ground ball probably should have got them out of the inning right there.
That's a tricky one where perhaps with more experience at first base, the communication with the second baseman, Takamatsu might have stayed on the bag and let the second baseman play it. It would have been easier than having to try to feed Valdez.
Big swing and a miss by Adam Odd. Adam Odd now hitting .321 on the season. He's going to hit one foul and out of play. Might have heard the impact of that over our commentary mics here. That was pretty close.
But you didn't flinch. I'm impressed.
Yeah. If it was coming at us, I would have flinched. Probably would have dove towards our expensive camera sitting in front of us. So the pitch is out there. If the Vona cam got taken out, I would be very upset. One, two. High chopper towards third base. Counts 2-2. Adam Odd was a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 2017 and 2018 season. Before that, a Burlington Bandit in 2016. 2-2. Crushed. This one's deep to right field, and it's over the head of Ryan Dos Santos. They might be able to get this in time. They do. Ryan Dos Santos plays it perfectly off the wall, and it's going to be first and third, and it's a long single and no RBI, so the game remains 8-8.
That was really well done. Dos Santos knew where he was going with the ball as soon as he played it off the fence.
Justin Marra coming out to settle things down. Remember, this inning could have been over 2 batters ago on a soft ground ball that took a tricky hop on Garrett Takamatsu. Now it's first and third. And it was an error charged to Takamatsu, so any runs that score after this point will go down as unearned on the record of Julian Jr. Valdez. Little chopper out in front of home plate, but it's going to trickle into foul territory from Victor Plaz, who's at the plate. Big pitch coming here from Julian Jr. Valdez. Can he get out of the inning and limit the damage? 0-2. It's hit in the air and it's gonna drop in the outfield. The go-ahead run comes in to score, and it's first and third again with 2 outs as an unearned run comes in to score for the Barrie Baycats. It's 9-8. Oh, Valdez made the pitch he wanted. He jammed the batter, and it fell for a single, so the Baycats will take the lead. This has been a back-and-forth affair at Dominico Field.
Yeah, unfortunate result there, as you said, 0-2. He jammed the batter, but unfortunately the ball landed just over the infield on the grass, giving Barrie the lead.
Julian Jr. Valdez has pitched very well to this point. 17 strikes and 5 balls. Runner goes to second base, the throw, and they've got him hung up. Now they're going to have to play this one carefully. Dan Marra goes to second, now it's coming home, and the run scores! The Baycats steal a run. Adam Odd makes it 10-8. Oh, you could tell that was a mess right away for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They had the runner caught up. Dan Marra looked like he was going to be able to get the out eventually, but the Maple Leafs were trying not to let that run come home, and Garrett Takamatsu really had no play at home plate when it was all said and done. This has been a bit of a mess of an inning here for the Maple Leafs. Pitch is inside to Josh Cote. But if they can get out of the inning here, 2 runs is well within striking distance for either of these 2 ball clubs.
Yeah, unfortunately, their Barrie goaded Toronto into getting into rundowns, and they didn't play it quite correctly, and Barrie took advantage of it and scored that extra run.
And we were talking about this in the break, too. If the Maple Leafs do take a lead, we don't know that Wilhelmus Alvarado is even available today. He last pitched Sunday, but he threw more than 70 pitches in that relief outing. And he came in the middle of the game against the Welland Jackfish with the Maple Leafs down by a boatload of runs and just tried to keep it close, which he did. He pitched brilliantly, but it wasn't enough for the Maple Leafs to get the win. This one's down and in. Valdez has walked a batter.
Right fielder number 6, Kyle David.
So Kyle Mavis comes to the plate. And now the Maple Leafs are 4 batters past the error that could have got them out of the inning. This time, Chris Nagorski is going to come to the mound.
Just give Valdez a breather here. Let him reset. This is a big plate appearance. The 9-hitter in the lineup. Certainly want to get this batter before having to face the top of the order again. A 2-run deficit, certainly not insurmountable. We've seen the Maple Leafs hit a few 2-run homers tonight. Certainly have it within them to do it again.
Our Vona cam has been so good tonight that I was hungry for some recording ability. Two on, 2 outs. Pitch is in there for a strike. Oh, 1 is swung on and missed. Valdez is ahead in the count. 0-2. He's now throwing 29 pitches here in the top of the 7th. One and 2. Just inside, 2-2.
This is a big pitch. You don't want to get to 3-2 and then have the runners in motion, which would happen at a full count with 2 outs.
The Barrie Baycats have scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings. Valdez trying to stop it right here. Swing and a miss. He got him. The Leafs give up 2 more. The Baycats take the lead. It's 10-7 at Dominico Field, and now the only question is, will the Maple Leafs be able to respond once again? The answer coming up in just a couple minutes. It's 10-8 Barrie Baycats. Connor Lewis will lead things off. The Maple Leafs, they need some base runners here, bottom of the 7th. Lewis was trying to do just that as he squared to bunt, but took a strike. Adam Kahn came in and did a really good job to get the Barrie Baycats out of the inning. He came in and inherited bases loaded with 1 out, got 2 outs, allowed 1 run. That run obviously not his responsibility. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Oh, and 2 to Connor Lewis is well outside 1 and 2. Connor Lewis is 0 for 2 today. So this is kind of an interesting factor here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But if I had to make a bold prediction, I would say that the Maple Leafs would love to try and get to the number 5 spot in the batting order this inning. As here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt, throw down to first on the money. Connor Lewis is retired, so that won't help. And the reason I think that the Maple Leafs need to get to the 5 spot this inning is because John Salazzo, there's not a lot of things that affect timing in baseball, but when John Salazzo has to go to work at 10:30, that affects timing. So John Salazzo, I think if he doesn't get an at-bat this inning, there he is sitting there. If he doesn't get an AB this inning, I think that he's going to have to go to work. There's trains to be driven, and John Salazzo's the one who drives them. He's sitting there thinking, yeah, just get on base for me here, Ryan. Get me another at-bat. Dos Santos ahead, or behind 0-2 now.
Kahn's been pitching well since he came into the game.
Oh, and 2. He's throwing a lot of strikes, and he's got ahead of every batter he's faced. This one's in the dirt. One, 2. Adam Kahn trying to stay hot. Just high. Josh Cote gives the sign. Kahn with the 2-2. Just missed low. But some encouragement there from Cote behind the plate, liking the location of that pitch. Three, 2. He missed. Just missed outside.
That's a great at-bat from Dos Santos, falling behind and then being disciplined to take the close pitches and earn the walk.
Yes. Behind in the count, 0-2, and he battled all the way back. So back to the top of the order, Jose Vinicio. He struck out in his last at-bat, but on the day, he's 3 for 4. He takes inside. Justin Marra is on deck. Vinicio hits it to first base, and the play is made this time. Another play at first base that ate up Adam Ott from Jose Vinicio, but he does a good job to knock it down and make sure he got at least one out. So here's Justin Marra in with 2 outs. The Maple Leafs could use a big swing. First pitch is low for ball 1. Jordan Castaldo on deck. Garrett Takamatsu in the hole, and John Salazzo still sitting on his bucket in the dugout. 1-0. Breaking ball. That one catches the inside corner, 1-1. Slow breaking ball that time from Kahn. The giant divot looking like a crater on the Little League diamond from the ball that Justin Marra hit in his last at-bat. One pitch. Outside. Looked like Adam Kahn might have gone with the off speed again. I don't think that Adam Kahn wants to throw Justin Marra a fastball, but if he falls behind in the count, he might have to. That was the pitch that Marra rocketed for a home run in his last at-bat, and he gave him the fastball, and he just missed it as he fouls it back. Now the count's level at 2s. Very long look in here from Adam Kahn.
Well, steps off, resets. Can't get on the same page with Cote as to what they want to throw here.
Now the 2-2. Way outside, full count. Jordan Castaldo looming on deck. He also has a home run today. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A huge strikeout for Adam Kahn. He pitches a scoreless frame after the Barrie Baycats take a 2-run lead. We head to the 8th. The Maple Leafs needing some runs, but first Julian Jr. Valdez trying to shut things down.
testing.
Julian Jr. Valdez back on the mound. He had a great start, and then there was an error committed, which kind of slowed him down a little bit on the mound. Would have had a 1-2-3 inning in his last outing. Instead, it ended up with the Barrie Baycats with a couple of runs. So Junior Valdez was trying to pick up where he started. Fouled straight back. He's ahead in the count 0-2 on Noel McGarry Doyle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because his pitch count went up pretty dramatically as a result of those extra batters, and they're going to need him this inning. So hopefully, as you said, he can pick up where he started the last inning and at least get the leadoff batter here.
An earned run average of 7.42 coming into this outing. He has had 26 strikeouts and 26 and 2/3 innings pitched. Up and away, 1-2. Gary Doyle takes outside. The Baycats on the precipice of 8 consecutive wins to bring themselves within 2 games of first place in the IBL. After 0-2, now all the way back to 3-2 here against Noel McGarry Doyle. One of the last guys that Julian Jr. Valdez would want to allow on first base with the speed that he brings to the table. So a big 3-2 pitch coming here. And it's high, ball 4. Second walk for Valdez. Two foul balls and then 4 consecutive pitches missed the zone.
We'll see how aggressive Barrie is here. They look to steal second. Valdez is definitely going to have to pay attention.
Pickoff attempt at first base.
Not a particularly aggressive lead, but still good to make sure the runner knows that you're paying attention.
Kenise Ejo is at the plate, and then it's Starlin Rodriguez on deck, followed by Ryan Rio. This is the most powerful part of the Barrie Baycats order. There's no doubt about that. The 1-1 count on Ejo, and it's way inside, 2-1. Valdez missed, but he seemed to nod at home plate, knowing what went wrong on that delivery. See if he can make the adjustment here. 2-1. Throws to first. I think one thing that you see that's a lot different from the IBL players that have played in Canada, or more specifically the IBL players that have never played pro ball, kind of like the guys coming out of university versus guys like Julian Valdez, is that the pickoff moves are a lot more advanced from the former single A, double A, even triple A pitchers. You can see that Julian Valdez has a really good idea of how to hold on to Noel McGarry Doyle at first base.
Yeah, he varies his timing so the runner can't get a good read on when he's coming to the plate and when he's going to first.
Look at that move to first, though. He gets over there quickly, and all 3 pickoff throws have been right on the money. No problem.
I could have caught those.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't have been expecting it to come over there. There never really seems to be a point in Julian Jr. Valdez's look in and delivery where it would give you any perception that he is going over to first base.
There's no perceptible routine that would tip off when he's going over to the bag.
And one of the things that you'll see from the non-pro ballers, I guess we'll call them, or future pro ballers maybe, is that a lot of the time their way to hold runners on base is they'll just hold the ball for a while rather than making a throw over. There goes McGarry Doyle, and he didn't get a great jump.
That might have been a hit and run.
Might have been. We saw the hit and run work last inning with Jose Vinicio going over to cover second base, and then there was a ball hit through the hole at shortstop. Big hole right now on the right side.
Yeah, couple times tonight, the Barrie left-handed batters have been able to shoot the ball in the shortstop holes. Vinicio's been either covering on an attempted steal or just even trying to hold the runner.
2-2 here on Ejo. It's in the dirt. It goes to the backstop, so this will allow Noel McGarry Doyle to advance to second base. Actually, it was ball 4, so didn't matter in the end. Starlin Rodriguez comes to the plate. The Baycats have 2 on and nobody out, and this feels like this is where the game could turn in the favor of the Barrie Baycats pretty dramatically, with Starlin Rodriguez and Ryan Rio coming to the plate and work to be done on the mound.
We got some activity starting in the Maple Leafs bullpen. Valdez has put himself in a tight jam here.
Looks like Julian Timochko is getting warmed up down there in the Leafs bullpen, as that one's up and in, and actually that was called a strike there on Rodriguez. Yeah, that's Julian Timochko down there in the bullpen. Oh, 1. Big swing and a miss on a pitch that was way down and in. 0-2. Just to clarify there, when I said up and in there on Starlin Rodriguez, it started up and in, which is why Rodriguez jumped out of the way on the bunt, but it was actually a breaking ball that came right back into the zone. Now it's 0-2. Rodriguez just gets a piece of it. Starlin Rodriguez hit a home run in the first inning. 2-run shot. Gave the Barrie Baycats a 2-0 lead, and Little did we know there would be a lot more story to be written after that.
Quite a number of two-run homers tonight.
4 of them to be exact. Actually 5 of them with the Justin Marra blast. 3 of them on the side of the Maple Leafs. Julian Jr. Valdez has a lot of work still to be done to get out of this inning, and Baycats just eating away here at the pitch count. 1-2. Fouled off again. Julian Jr. Valdez is at 50 pitches now.
Maple Leafs defense really pulled over on the infield, expecting a pull. Marra's really right next to the second base bag. Lots of room if he wants to go the opposite way.
This one's lined into the outfield, gets down in front of Aiden McCaskey. They're going to send the runner to the plate. The throw is cut off by, actually tried to be cut off by Salazzo. Took a wicked hop and got by him, but it doesn't matter in the end. The Barrie Baycats have taken an 11-8 lead. What an at-bat by Starlin Rodriguez. He fouled off numerous pitches and then earned himself a single.
Yeah, even with the infield where it was, he was able to line it over the shortstop's head into left field, and Barrie was aggressive. With nobody out, they still sent him the runner all the way to the plate, and it paid off for them as they tacked on the run.
If you had asked me how many hits I thought Ryan Rio would have had it in an 11-run Barrie game, I wouldn't have thought he'd be 0 for 4 today. But he does come into this as one of 2 Barrie Baycats who haven't, or actually 3 Barrie Baycats who haven't recorded a hit. Ryan Rio, Roy Sandeau, and Josh Cote. Pitches down and away, 2-0. Julian Valdez starting to fall behind some Barrie Baycats hitters here in this top of the 8th inning. And you can't blame him because he's had to throw over 50 pitches and he's only gone 1 inning. 2-0. Inside corner for a strike. 1-2. And in this situation, when you've thrown so many pitches and you're just trying to record it out, you might be tempted to just lay one over there, but you can't do that because these Barrie Baycats hitters will make you pay. 2-1. High chopper towards first base, and it's foul. Gary Takamatsu took it on a bounce, but it was about a foot inside foul territory.
Let's see if Valdez can induce a ground ball here. Maybe the Maple Leafs can turn 2. Help the cause.
2-2. Rio, a double play candidate. Shoots it foul to the left side. Bushmen are getting rowdy down the left field line. Another 2-2 pitch from Valdez. Some tedious at-bats being put up here by the Baycats. And Valdez will step off. Runners go, and the hit and run was on. Just like you said, the Baycats were trying to avoid hitting into a double play.
Well, it makes sense. They've got the lead. They've got 2 runners on. Good speed on the bases, but it's the batter that would be the one to hit into the double play. Putting them in motion would avoid that, even with a strikeout.
We were just waiting there for Starlin Rodriguez to get back to first base as he stopped for a chat with Jose Vinicio at shortstop. 2-2. Ryan Rio at the dish. Rio lines one up the middle. That one's in for a base hit. Fielded in center field by Connor Lewis. Another run will come in to score. It's 12-8 Barrie Baycats. And now things slipping away from the Toronto Maple Leafs in the top of the 8th.
Second baseman, number 7, Royce Andrews.
Valdez still trying to get an out.
It's unfortunate they got the ground ball. It was just outside the reach of Marra, who couldn't get his glove on it, and into right center field it went for the base hit.
So Ryan Rio gets his hit. He's 1 for 5.
And we got a pinch runner now at first base.
Pitch running on first base for the Barrie Baycats, number 14, Owen James.
Owen Jansen's the pinch runner now at first base.
Swing and a miss by Royce Ando. It's 0-2. So again, Julian Junior Valdez is ahead in the count 0-2, and yet to put away one of these batters that he's got ahead of. Owen Jansen has had some considerable play time for the Barrie Baycats this season, 31 at-bats. Ando fouls it off, and Valdez might be thinking, here we go again, just inches away from getting a swing and miss, but Ando able to fight it off.
Well, the Baycats have done a good job of fouling off the pitches they can't hit and then putting the other ones in play.
Oh, 2 is fouled off.
Again.
Owen Jansen has 1 stolen base this season, and he goes. Throw down to second is into center field. Another run's going to come in to score. Owen Jansen heading for third. The throw is not in time. Justin Marra was on 2 knees throwing that ball down to second base, and it just sailed on him. It'll go as a throwing error to allow the runner to score.
Now batting first baseman, number 26, Adam All.
And I guess we should mention it was actually a strikeout on the play. So the Maple Leafs do record an out here in this top of the 8th. This one's hammered to left field. It is gone. Adam Odd hits the homer. And it's 15-8. Opposite field power that time from Odd.
Barrie's done a good job of putting pressure on the pitchers and the defense throughout the game. When a team's got a winning streak, as the Baycats have, it's because all facets of the game are going in their favor, and we've seen that tonight. They've played good defense. The batters have really put pressure on the pitchers to throw strikes. Valdez, so many times, as you said, had him 2 strikes, 0-2. Just couldn't finish him off.
pitching for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the number 23, Julian Tomoshko.
So Julian Tomochko coming into the game, and we'll take a quick break and be right back. As we welcome you back, and a ball soaring over the left field fence. Another two-run homer. This one a solo shot. Victor Plaz has hit the home run, and it's 16-8. A rather rude welcome to the game for Julian Tomochko on the mound. This game seemingly well out of reach now for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And by the way, Adam Kahn has just been sitting in the dugout this whole time. I don't know if he's coming back into the game, but he's been dealing. Julian Tomochko starting off his season with the Welland Jackfish this year. Here's another one cracked to left field, and it is gone. Back-to-back home runs for the Barrie Baycats. Josh Cote is the one who hits it, and it's 17-8. That is the third home run for the Baycats catcher this season. Chris Nagorski is going to come to the mound, acting as the pitching coach for the Maple Leafs tonight. And things might start to get interesting here for the Toronto Maple Leafs as pitch from Timoch goes in there for a strike. We got some action in the Toronto Maple Leafs bullpen. And that looks like Yoichi Ishihara, who's warming up for the Maple Leafs. Pop fly caught by Jose Vinicio at shortstop. So I guess they'll see if Timochko can get out of this inning, and then Yoichi Ishihara will try his hand at pitching. Let's see what his delivery looks like. Yeah, that looks good. That looks like he's done that before.
Bat around inning here for the Baycats. They've really extended the lead.
Yeah, we'll see how. I'm interested to see how Yoichi Ishihara does. I know he's a very versatile player. And I have no idea whether he has pitched or not. Or not. In fact, we don't have a lot of background on Yoichi Ishihara, as he's coming over from Japan. So that might be interesting. Timochko throws one to the backstop, and it's ball four to Noel McGarry-Doyle. Kanis Ijo comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with 2 walks and 3 RBIs. He's got a homer mixed in there as well. Pitch to the backstop. Runner advances 90 feet. Baycats have opened up a 9-run lead with 7 in the 8th.
It wasn't that long ago this was an 8-8 game.
Yep.
And the wheels have just fallen off here.
Way outside 2-0. Big swing and a miss. Two-one in the dirt. Goes to the backstop again, but with the lead being where it is, Noel McGarry-Doyle will stay at second base. Baycats have pushed across 17 runs on 16 hits. That one is ball 4. Starlin Rodriguez comes to the plate. Rodriguez gets a pitch he likes. He can really do some damage. He might be seeing an opportunity to take a big swing here. Takes a pitch way up and in. Pitch to the backstop, and Funros will take their 90 feet. 2 in scoring position now. In there for a strike. If the score stays as it is, the Maple Leafs will fall momentarily to 5th place in terms of win percentage. If the Kitchener Panthers lose their next game, then they would be back to tied. The Barrie Baycats will be 2 games out of first place with 17 games played this season. That one's ball 4, bases loaded now. The Welland Jackfish got a win against the Toronto Maple Leafs, so they're trying to start a new streak after winning 13 in a row, then losing to this Barrie Baycats team.
Welland and Barrie have certainly shown themselves to be the class of the IBL through the first 17, 18 games of the season.
And if I may make a rather hot take here on the Brantford Red Sox, they're not that bad. This was a team last year that it took them over 20 games to win their first game of the season. And although you look at them and they've lost 8 games in a row, they have had some really tight ball games that could have gone either way. And it's almost like they just maybe got a little bit of bad luck. They were winning against the Welland Jackfish, the first place in the Intercounty Baseball League last week. Going into the 8th inning, they had a 7-5 lead and then ended up losing the game 19-7. But if you want any example of how things go in the Intercounty Baseball League, sometimes when you lose a lead, there's a good example of it right here.
Well, that's what makes baseball so hard.
Yeah.
Because 9 innings and you have to have pitching to get 27 outs. And that's a challenge, especially in the IBL. The depth of the rosters are tested.
This one's fouled back. But
you're right. Brantford has shown that they have the ability to compete, and you can't take them lightly in any matchups.
yeah, their last couple games, it was a 7-2 loss to the Guelph Royals that at a point seemed like it could go either way. It was a close game all the way through. It just Brantford had some trouble scoring runs. The game before that, they played a 1-run affair against the Hamilton Cardinals, and they got walked off. Actually, well, they didn't get walked off, but there was a play at the plate that would have tied the game for the Brantford Red Sox. As this one's hit in the air pretty well, Ryan Santos is under it. He'll make the catch. And we'll continue the conversation when we come back. But we head to the bottom of the 8th, the Maple Leafs down by 9. So the Barrie Baycats get a 7-run top of the 8th inning. Maple Leafs trying to respond here with something. Jordan Castaldo. Now we got a new pitcher into the game for the Barrie Cats as well. So Evan Souls will come in out of Stayner, Ontario. 0-1. Evan Souls has had a good year as well. 4.68 ERA. Swing and a miss by Castaldo, 1-2. And he's had back-to-back outings where he hasn't allowed a run. One of those against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the other one against the Welland Jackfish. 28 strikeouts in 25 innings. Castaldo, check swing, he went around, strike 3. So for Garrett Takamatsu here, if nothing else, he's trying to keep his electric batting average going. Garrett Takamatsu hitting .616 in 4 games this year. Struck out just one time, and I'm sure Takamatsu would have to at least pad the stats a bit. 2 for 3 today with a walk. Big swing and a miss, 2-2.
Well, the boys are going to get their cuts in.
Garrett Takamatsu still looking for his first extra base hit of the season, if that adds any intrigue. 3-2, foul back, good cut.
Yeah, he was on that pitch, just missed it. Managed to foul it off, stayed alive.
Full count. This one's hit in the air towards the outfield, and a great shoestring catch. And yeah, that's James Anderson, who just came into the game, and the first play he has to make is a tough one.
That's baseball.
Yeah.
The ball always finds the new guy.
Yep.
You know, he did a nice job reading that play off the bat. Put himself in a position to make the catch.
So I guess I was just totally wrong about John Salazzo having to go to work. I guess he's on the late shift tonight.
He told him he wanted one more AB. The trains will wait. That's why.
That's a good one. It's going to fall into the outfield and bang up against the wall. John Salazzo sprinting for second base, and he's in there with a double. Salazzo has been pounding the ball this game and all season.
He never takes an at-bat off.
Aiden McCaskey wouldn't mind another hit. He's 1 for 4. McCaskey hits it on the ground to second base. This should end the inning, and it will. To the 9th we go. Who's coming into the game to pitch for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Is it Yoshi Ishihara? Yes, it is. We'll have that when we come back. So I got a good look at John Salazzo. Got his last at bat in. And now off to the railroad. And meanwhile, Yoichi Ishihara is going to make his IBL pitching debut. And his first test is Adam Odd, who hit a home run in his last at, or Roy Santo, I should say. One count. Ishihara delivers. This one's hit on the ground. Fielded by, oh, it's dropped by Jose Vinicio. Might have taken a tricky hop on him. And that'll probably go as an error on the shortstop, Vinicio.
Now batting first baseman, number 26, Adam Odd.
Now it's Adam Odd, who hit a homer in his last at-bat. Swings and misses at the first pitch.
There's some oomph on that pitch.
Yeah.
Nice to see.
He throws hard. Now again, Yoichi Ishihara may have pitched before. I don't know. I am not entirely sure. This one's fouled off. He looks like he has.
He looks comfortable on the mound. So
Yeah.
this is clearly not a first-time affair.
Yeah. Ishihara a look in. Here's the pitch. This one's hit on the ground, and it's gonna get by Dan Marra. So Yoichi Ishihara has induced 2 instances of weak contact, but both have gone for a base hit.
Now batting third baseman, number 20, Victor Claude.
He's done a nice job of keeping the ball down in the zone. And just haven't been able to make the plays on the field to get the outs.
Victor Plaz now. This one's hit on the ground. Vinicio drops it, goes to second for 1, on to first, but not in time. At least get 1 out. First and third with 1 away.
Now batting catcher, number 5, Josh Coder.
Josh Cote is 1 for 4, and he has 1 of everything. He scored a run, he has a hit, he has an RBI, he has a walk, and he's also struck out once. Yoichi Ishihara is inducing some swings and misses here for the Maple Leafs. Another swing and a miss. Hard fastball from Ishihara. If Ishihara has a good outing here, this could be another tool in the toolbox for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's a breaking ball that looked pretty good, but it was in the dirt.
Based on where the team ERA is, I think all options have to be on the table, and you have to like what you've seen so far.
Breaking ball. Strike 3 called. First IBL strikeout for Yoichi Ishihara.
Now batting right fielder, number 34, James Anderson.
So this is the defensive substitution, James Anderson, who came in, hasn't had an at-bat yet, but he's made a great catch in the outfield. James Anderson has played in 11 games for the Barrie Baycats, 24 at-bats, and he's hitting .292. Anderson has been a Baycat in each of the last 3 seasons. And he just shattered one of the light bulbs at Dominico Field.
It's like a scene out of The Natural.
Oh my goodness. And there's a lot of people that just got a bunch of glass showered all over them too. That was hit in the worst possible place it could be. Anderson pops it up. In left field, Aiden McCaskey makes the catch. Yoichi Ishihara pitches a scoreless inning of relief. And we head to the bottom of the ninth with the Maple Leafs needing a boatload of runs. (17-8) Barrie Baycats as we play the last half of the ninth inning. Dan Marra is going to lead things off. Takes first pitch up and in. Evan Souls is back on the mound. And Souls is not really a cleanup duty pitcher. He's got some good stuff on the mound. That's an example of it right there. Breaking ball falls in for a strike.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, Connor Lewis is on deck. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. That's got a lot of movement on it. All right, just got a piece of that one. This game has just surpassed the 3-hour and 30-minute mark here at Dominico Field. Wouldn't be the longest game, though. Marra hits one to center field. It's dropping, and it won't fall to the grass as the catch is made in center field by Kenise Ejo. If you want to talk about long games at Dominico Field, look no further than the 2021 playoffs here at Christie Pitts. In the game where I'm pretty sure this was the game where Sean Riley hit that home run that I was talking about earlier. But he hit 2 in that game. And the one of the most note was a 2-run walk-off home run in the IBL finals to take the Maple Leafs to a deciding Game 7, or I guess it was Game 5 actually at the time, because they were playing a 5-game series in the finals. And Sean Riley hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 15th inning. Unfortunate bounce there off the glove of Evan Souls. That'll go as an infield hit for Connor Lewis. Maple Leafs are going to bring a pinch hitter to the plate. Justin Murray steps up to the dish. Murray's kind of an interesting prospect here for this Toronto Maple Leafs team because he has big power and yeah, a lot of it's, yep. A lot of it's due to that big swing that you saw right there. But he also has a lot of swing and miss in his game as well. But if Justin Murray can connect with one, it can get exciting. Here's the 0-2. Fouled back. Huge cut from Justin Murray.
He's not getting cheated.
Nope. And we haven't seen him take a ton of at-bats this season, but we've seen this a lot. He's swinging for the fences. And a lot of the time when you see those big swings, you think it's a guy who only hits for power and he doesn't hit for a lot of average. He's actually just below the 300 mark on the season. There's a breaking ball way inside. Big swings mean hard contact, and a lot of that hard contact actually has got through, whether it be the infield or a line drive to the outfield. Pitch up and away. From 0-2 to 3-2.
Well, he's showing good discipline. Work the count back to full. See if he sits fastball here.
Big swing and a miss by Murray. Maple Leafs down to their final out. Vinicio, line drive to first base. Again, Jose Vinicio has 4 hits today. All of them have been in the exact same spot at first base.
It's amazing. And, of course, with the first baseman holding on the runner, that created a little more room, and the ball went through into right field.
Brings Justin Marra to the plate. He's 1 for 5, but oh, what a one it was. A rocket of a home run onto the Little League field. Out and right. He hits a high chopper towards first. The play is made, and that'll do it. A long one here at Dominico Field, and it results in a Barrie Baycats win. 8-7. The offense good from the Toronto Maple Leafs, but at the end of the day, Steven, just not quite enough pitching from Toronto.
No, unfortunately, Sam Green, I thought he pitched fairly well tonight, but was a victim of the long ball on a couple of occasions. And the defense had a few errors that extended innings, and Barrie took advantage of it. So credit to the Baycats for putting pressure on the pitchers, the defense. They had good at-bats. And eventually the bullpen just couldn't keep the team in the game.
Maple Leafs used 5 pitchers between Green, Marra, Valdez, and Taimochko, and Yojichi Ishihara making his pitching debut, and he was pretty good for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe he earns himself another one. So we see Adam Kahn there as well. He was great in relief for the Barrie Baycats at the time. It was a big moment. So the Barrie Baycats win 17-8, a big 7-run 8th inning was the difference as they got 17 runs on 7 hits. The Maple Leafs 8 runs on 13 hits. Appreciate you tuning in here on Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.